Three, two, one. All right, here we go, guys. Another amazing edition of Sports and Podcast.
Oh, yeah, baby. You know what time it is. It is Sunday Fun Day, baby. It is now college football time. My defending champions, Michigan Wolverines, has a big schedule ahead of them, but also Alabama, CU, CSU, all college football. But now it's time. Go football.
Go
Spencer.
football. College football is right around the corner, everybody. So we decided to do a college football special because, it seems like during, NFL season, NFL just seems to dominate the show. We'll try and make it less, it's hard to not let NFL dominate the show. But this college football season is going to be huge. You guys are coming off of two, massive seasons with Michigan and Alabama playing in the national championship game. There's a lot going on in college football. CU Buffs, freaking the CU Buffs could be primed to have, with Neon Dion, one of their best seasons in a couple decades, maybe, if everything goes right. But let's see. I was looking at the rankings, and I want to start with you guys because, both. I don't want to say Alabama and Michigan are reloading necessarily, or rebuilding. They're never rebuilding because they're always going to get the 5-star best recruits, even if it's a freshman taking over for a senior. That freshman's going to be a 5-star recruit from somewhere. But when I was looking at the at least the current national rankings, it looked like Georgia is the preseason number one. Bama and Michigan are still both in the top 10. But so let's start with Tony, just because, Michigan did win the national championship. New coach, new quarterback, lots of new things happening in Michigan. What are your thoughts on Michigan in the 2024 college football season, Tony?
I think we're going to, it's something new for all of college football right now, including with, you're not going to have the Final Four, going for the championship. You got big teams out there where even the little man can win. But you know what? Hey, once again, you did nail it, about having a new coach. Shit, look at Alabama. Alabama has a new coach. There's a lot of new things out there that's going on where it's going to be up in the air, including with having new teams on both sides, SEC, Big Ten. It's not even Big Ten anymore. It should be Big 20. But, it's one of those that there's a lot of things out there that's going on where not a lot of people know about, where look at going into the playoffs. Now you got a 6-on-6. Even the littlest team in the whole NCAA Division I could make it in there. Things can happen. Where we have a tough schedule. Granted, everybody was teasing us last year about our season and who we played and this and that. But you know what? At the very end, we showed up. We kicked some butt. We took some names. We got to hoist the title. And our head quarterback, even our head quarterback, he's in Minnesota, which I wish he was going to be a Bronco. But at the same time, you got our head coach. Now he's a LA Charger. But you know what? I like our new coach. We'll see what happens. And, he was undefeated when he was coaching when Mr. Harbaugh was on the bench, staying at home. So we'll see what happens, man. Plus, our second week season is going to be a big one.
Awesome. So, I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's that?
What's that?
What was that, Tony?
Oh, you know what? I was going to say something.
Basically, just like on What?
Ian.
Breaker. Can you hear my transmission?
Can you guys hear Ian? Oh no, let me turn the sound on.
That would help.
Breaker.
You got it on your. You're muted. Hey, you're muted. Hey, Tony. What I was trying to say is, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, obviously you won the national championship last year. How excited about this season in Michigan are you?
I'm actually very
Scale of 1
excited
to
because
10. How excited?
I give us a right now, just out the door with new coaches, new running backs, we even got Edwards back, which I'm very happy about. But I give us a good 7.5, almost an 8. You know, we don't know what we're going to be dancing with. Plus, we got a whole new defense. I give us a 7.5.
Yeah. 7.5.
Breaker, are you there, Breaker? Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go. Guy from Philly.
Yeah.
The guy from Philly hanging out on the back patio of Cafe Mocha in Key Largo.
I feel
with
like
me.
my grandpa is sending an email. I can't figure this stuff out.
That's funny. All right.
Is that Bama?
That's
Bama.
Bama.
I'm living in Bama now. I just bought a Bama hat. I think I'm going to adopt the Red Tide.
Hell yeah.
Is that their name, right? The Red Tide?
Yeah, it's close, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
I love
Red
it.
Tide. No.
The Clemson
You know, Tony. You know, Tony, who was really happy about the Michigan win last year?
I hope it was you when you bet on
No,
us.
it was my dead mother. Yeah,
Was she the Michigan
when
fan?
Harbaugh got hired, and that was one of her dying wishes.
Yeah. Tony out.
I love it, man. Hopefully we can play strong again this year. We'll see what happens.
Did you hear that Spencer's in the Keys with me?
Yep.
Yeah, he's already got a reputation, man.
Giggity, giggity.
8 days without me, and he's already better known than me. I got back at 4 a.m.
What, this morning?
That's funny. Bama. Can you hear me, Bama?
This is like a
Yeah.
seance. Can you hear me, Spirit? Spirit, can you hear me?
Beetlejuice.
Bama. What are your thoughts on Bama, on Alabama college football this season? Again, you guys, you're top 10. You guys, your teams, you're basically the same. You're both replacing head coaches.
Yeah.
I think Bama was a little higher ranked than Michigan,
Yeah,
but
we
not
got
much.
more
You were
players.
both like top 10, but not top 5.
Yeah, we got more players back. And then Kirk just mentioned we didn't make the championship game last year. We lost in the semifinals, but to the team, yeah. No, I like Alabama this year, man. I like DeBoer, I like the head coach. Yeah, I mean, it sucks losing Saban. Of course, it sucks losing. The
They open against Western Carolina, man. I don't know. Do you think they'll cover?
Yeah, I guess Coastal. Shit, I don't know, man. That's a tough team. Now we're going to be good. Milrose's going to win the Heisman Trophy this year because, yeah. DeBoer's going to turn Milroe into the best quarterback in football. He's going to be Penix Jr. Part 2.
You know what I liked, and I thought it was fun? His ex-coach
just like Michigan.
But this is kind of funny. His ex-coach didn't even pick Alabama going into the big boy.
No, he did it on purpose to spark a fire in their ass. But I mean, you got to, yeah. We lost a lot on defense. That's what we really got to make up for is the secondary losses right there. Of course, linebacker spots, man. Yeah, we lost a lot on defense. Offense, we can plug in pretty well. Defense, we should be able to plug in, like you say. It's Alabama. You lose 1 5-star, you should have 5 more on the bench waiting to jump in. I mean, kind of all the colleges do nowadays, it seems like. 12-team playoff, man. All you got to do is get
exactly. And besides that, I mean, yeah. And you guys, you got the transfer transfer portal also. I'm assuming Michigan and Alabama are like two massive for the transfer portal people, you know?
Yes and no. I don't know about
So you
Michigan,
get
but I mean, yeah. Alabama does more on like recruiting side. I mean, transfer portal is not like one of the biggest things.
So-
I mean, maybe it is before, but now Saban hated the transfer portal. So he hardly ever got anybody coming in much from the transfer portal. He's always done recruiting wise, but the board
Because they
probably
stole all his
different
players.
story. Yeah,
They stole.
we have too many players to keep on the roster. We don't need to take players. Shit.
See, and like with us, we got
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy from a little, a decent school, but and look what he did for us. He won us the national championship. But at the same time, Michigan's the same way. We very rarely get transfer portals, but when we do, we win. But at the same time, we got two blue chip quarterbacks where they're still fighting it out. When they had the blue and maize game, boy, both of them look great. But you know what? I just want to win. Beat Ohio State, beat Michigan State, Penn State, all those damn states, because Michigan's the truth.
Yeah. Doesn't that vegetable behind me look like it's about to eat me?
That's why you should never eat your vegetables. They're nasty.
Look at it though. It looks like a dragon. I'm okay, guys. Don't worry about it.
If you need help, please call.
I love it. But you know what? Hey, let's talk about CU right now.
Venus flytrap. Hey, Ian.
Let's talk about CU right now, just for fun with Coach Prime. What do you think their winning percentage is going to be? And they're also bringing it back to history where it's Nebraska versus CU this year.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, give me 1 sec. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Your face looks like you just got done eating that Taco Bell.
That's right. You're grunting one out right there.
Okay, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can. Okay, cool. Ian was there we go. We're kicking Ian from the studio.
Yeah.
Guys
Guys from Philly.
I think guy from Philly was sucking up all the internet. So, anyways, are you good? Are we good now? Can you guys hear
We're
me?
good.
I was on my iPhone, so I'm not on there.
Okay, yes, everything's off.
No,
Right?
my iPhone was working.
But stay. You don't see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us.
We can
Okay,
hear
so
you.
You can hear it. You can hear us
You're
now.
spotty, but yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. Give me a second.
I'm thinking the restaurant filled up and it's probably too.
Okay, can you hear us? Why did you just connect on there?
We can hear you on live television.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not
Okay,
moving. Though.
awesome, cool. So yes, see you. That's all right. As long as you can hear us, I guess that's all that really matters. CU football. CU, I guess, is probably poised to have one of their biggest seasons in, maybe 20 years. I was actually doing a bunch of research. Basically, it sounds like Shakir Sanders. They're saying and he has the potential to have a monster season, he could end up being a first-round draft pick. It sounded like Deion Sanders crushed the portal this year. So it sounds like he's got already good wide receivers. They stole a bunch of wide receivers in the transfer portal. And what he did, I guess that was the biggest thing, the biggest improvement from last year was Deion knew their offensive line last year was horrible. And he went, to give his kid time to throw the football. So I don't know necessarily that their defense is going to be that great, but CU should put up numbers. And there's a lot of people even outside of CU, nationwide, that at least expect them to make a bowl game this year. So I don't know. I mean, being a CU fan, that's exciting, at least for me, to see CU back on the map, at least for a season. I mean, honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen after Deion's kid leaves, because it's kind of a catch-22, at least in my opinion, for CU. Because if CU does have an amazing year, I'm pretty sure the NFL will come calling pretty quickly for Deion. I'm not sure how long he'll be there after his kid graduates. What are your guys' thoughts on CU?
There's a lot to talk about with CU. There is a lot to talk about. Like I've been saying for the last couple of years, CU next year. CU next year. Well, this year is now. We'll see what happens. Do you think they're going to be over and under 6 games or over, or 6 games or under? Right now, I'm going to take the under. They don't, they got a lot of big names out there. Plus, they got a team. It's just, are they going to use it? And with that quarterback, with all the things, how old is he? 20 years old, 21 or something like that? Chapter 11 already? He's got to stop buying those watches.
Yeah, play football.
Play football.
See my problem. Right. What are your thoughts, Bama? Over or under 6 wins for CU?
Well, I hadn't even looked at their schedule, man. I was going to just kind of take a look at their schedule. Off the top of my head, I would probably say 6 at 6, right at 6. No more, no less, from just off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean, they overachieved last year. They shouldn't have won 4 games. I mean, last year was a great season to win 4 games for them, man, coming from, a 1 win a year before. An underman, obviously, pretty much every game the other team was twice as big as they was. I mean, yeah. If they did do, like you said, if they beefed up the offensive line like you said they did, give Shadur a little bit of help right there, then, yeah, I could see them getting 6 wins this year. They're in the Big 12. It's Big 12, right? They moved to the Big 12, and then where they went to? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, Big 12, yeah, because I know the Pac, yeah. Yeah, that's not a very big conference anyway, especially once you just lost Oklahoma.
I'm not sure
Texas.
when that takes place. I think
it's this year. Yeah.
It's this year.
Yeah, they're this year.
That's a good question. Hold on a second.
Who's mine?
Hold on.
Mine was just working.
Y'all got technology down there in Key West? Is there a hurricane coming through?
I swear to God.
I think there is.
Okay. Yeah. Boom. Okay. All right.
That's Florida for you, folks.
Hold on.
That's Florida for you, folks.
Hold on.
Hey.
That's in the
Hey, can you guys hear us now? Hey, can you guys
Yes.
hear us? Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Yes.
Swear to God.
Yes.
Mother.
Hey, there's 4 of you on the screen.
Okay, so
You guys were worried that Dragon ate us, right?
That's what it was.
Venus flytrap. All right, so anyways, yeah, like you were just saying, I'm not sure if the Big 12. Does anybody know if the Big 12 starts this season?
Yes.
It
Yes.
does.
Yes. They're going to be 12 this year.
All right. Well, I mean, I could see that being a bonus. Are you guys getting an echo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ Almighty. That's why this show is kind of that's why it's okay. Sweet. Okay, can you guys hear us now, for the love of God, with no echo?
Emma, can you hear me?
All right.
There's still an echo.
Can you hear me?
I hear the echo still, baby.
Yes.
Okay, I just got one last freaking thing I got to do here.
Yes, this really is like my grandpa sending an email.
With the-
So do I hit send next and it'll go to that person? I can pay my bills on
all right, let's have an actual good conversation here. So CU's crushed the portal. Sounds like the O-line is improved. Their quarterback, like I was saying, Shakur Sanders, might be a first-round draft pick. They have just an absolute stable of wide receivers. They're in the okay. Let me ask you guys this: them not being in the Pac-12, them going to the, I guess, Big 12, whatever teams are left in the Big 12. I mean, that's got to be easier than the Pac-12. So
yeah.
I'm just kind of pretending like hey, if I'm going to put $1,000 on over under 6 wins for CU, being in the Big 12, I like that definitely more than the Pac-12.
Hey, do you guys still go to Rome's for wings? I love those wings. Those are good hot wings.
Of course they do. So, what? But
The Rams wings are horrible, man. They're about as big as your freaking pinky.
they are, but that's why they're only like 50 cents. So
Is that girl with black hair still working?
5 cents.
So Bama, you were cutting out. If you had to put $1,000 on over under 6 wins for CU, what would you do?
I'm looking at her schedule. I'm flipping through it right now. They have a good shot to win 6 or 7 games, man. Yeah, because they're in their conference they're playing is not good this year. I don't even see a ranked opponent that they play so far in the 12 games I've looked at right now.
Hey, looking at the schedule, like what is the biggest names you see on that schedule? Biggest teams.
And the biggest names right now is Baylor, Utah, and Oklahoma State. That's the 3 biggest games they play this year. So yeah, other than that, it's Arizona, Nebraska, those kind of guys. So yeah, they should win at least 6 games this year. If they don't win 6 games, looking at their schedule, I would be disappointed just looking at the schedule.
Huh. That's good. So yeah, I think Jesus, 7. I would definitely be putting money on the over. Granted, last year after week 3, everybody thought CU was back, and then they proceeded to, I think, lose like 8 straight games.
Yeah, not all the dumbass media people who all of a sudden anointed freaking Deion Sanders the next Saban because he beat freaking a shitty TCU team in the first game of the season. Yeah, that's the only reason they're there. They were lucky to win 4 games last year. That was a great year to win 4 games last year.
Yeah.
And some of the games that they had a chance to win, one of them was against USC where they let them come back, where it was in Boulder.
USC they were beating about 35 points until Colorado finally started playing, and USC took half the team out.
I thought they had a chance to win. They let it lose.
They kind of had a chance to win. And they were there in the end. And
the game, yes, that does not mean had a chance.
The one thing that I did read, about all those losses is at least they were, Deion Sanders knows that at least they were competitive in most of those games. And at least what I read, the most hopeful thing that I read was, like I already said, the O-line is going to be much improved. Like they were saying, if it wasn't for Shakur Sanders, like being so mobile, he probably would have got sacked 100 times last season. Like he was pulling some magician stuff. And this season, he has, like I said, a stable of receivers, and it'll be a much improved O-line. So I don't know. I'm at least I have something to like root for, being a CU fan for the first time in 20 years. So
yeah, you should like this year. They should have a bowl game this year. Yeah, looking at. Yeah,
but now that I can actually like hear you guys, what's your overall thought on Alabama's new coach, Bama?
I like him. You got to get somebody to fill in for Saban. The track record for DeBoer says he's going to do well. He won at Washington when he was there. Fresno State, he won games at Fresno State with a lot less talent than he's got at Washington or Alabama. I kind of feel like he just got handed the key. He left the Cadillac store. Now he's got a Rolls Royce. So you've got the power to do it, man. If you're a good coach, you're in the spot to win. Yeah, like I say, offensive-minded coach, brother, coming in, the whole mindset's changed from what Nick Saban's, just kind of old-school demeanor to now it's they're playing loose music. Practices right now, it's a whole different kind of a mindset for the team right now that some of them had to get used to, and some of them are taking it pretty quickly and running with it.
Right.
DeBoer's going to keep the offense going. Like I said, I think he's going to put Milroe up in New York for the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Whether he wins it or not, he's going to be in the top 5, I feel like. I mean, I like DeBoer's never lost anywhere he's gone to, except I guess to Michigan in the championship game last year. I like DeBoer. I think he's going to be good for him, man. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much that offense can progress with him right there. And I mean, defense is always going to be there.
Right, Tony. What are your overall thoughts of Harbaugh's replacement in Michigan? What do you know about him?
I like Sean. I like Coach. Yeah, you know what? Hey, man, when Harbaugh was suspended, he took over. He was what, 6-0, and then hey, he loves his team. God's sake, every interview he was always praising the coach. Coach Harbaugh and all that. He's showing me this, showing me that, and guess what? He proved what he did, and he showed it on the field, including by beating Ohio State. That was a huge mark for him. Huge mark. And also beating Penn State when Penn State was highly ranked. And then also, going into the playoffs. It was one of those, they needed him, and he already knew his shoes were going to be getting bigger and bigger because I feel like Coach Harbaugh already knew he was going to go to the NFL. He already accomplished a mission big time, won a national championship. But now he's going for another mission where he's going to try to win a Super Bowl. And he's got a decent team for it, but I do like our coach right now, what we got. And you know what? People believe in him. That's why we got 2 blue chip quarterbacks. We have people coming back where, hey, they're gonna perform. But I'm happy that we got Edwards back, though, the biggest one.
Awesome. Oh, let's see. You want to talk about Temple?
Yeah, they're gonna lose.
Ian went to Temple, so
John Chaney, man. Yeah, I got to watch John Chaney coach one time.
Yeah,
That's
I got a bad rugby story from Temple.
well, the only thing I read about Temple was like last year they got like 50 players or something from the portal because they were like so short on players.
Yeah.
And literally, I think 30 of those players are already gone.
Yeah.
So which kind of leads me into
Kurt Warner's son left too, but he was okay. He wasn't great. He's not. He's a he's a Division II quarterback that got shot at 1A. So.
What I wanted to talk about was, and I looked this up, and I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on the transfer portal, basically, because I was reading up on it. I know it's been a couple of years now that the transfer portal has been a thing, but you realize that a player technically could play for 4 different schools in his career. You can literally transfer every season if you want. And what I was reading about, and this is when I was reading about Temple, was the coach last year was like, hey, if we can keep this squad of guys together, we could win some games. Like camaraderie is being built. And then, of course, like 30 of the guys immediately transfer
I think
to better schools.
Yeah.
So it just seems to me, what are your guys, and this is just me, I don't know anything from anything, but I think you should only be able to transfer schools once.
I don't think so. I like it because Alabama, for instance, if they have a guy that doesn't, is he still there?
No, well, yeah, we're on. I don't
Okay.
know what's happening.
Spencer, I think the CrowdStrike thing is hidden in Spencer's computer right now.
Yeah, I think my laptop is about to explode. Thank God for my iPhone.
Yeah. Wow. No, but I think it's great because the guy that say went a lower end Division I school can go to Bama and contribute, or a guy at Bama that's not playing can go to a lower school and help another program out. I love it.
So, what are your guys' thoughts? And basically, the question isn't necessarily what are your thoughts of the transfer portal. What are your thoughts of being able to transfer every year? How are you supposed to build any team camaraderie with being able to transfer every year?
I don't like it.
I don't mind the fact that you can transfer every year, but I don't like that you can just do it so freely. I mean, I'm kind of like you in a sense, Spencer. If I give you one free one, but if you do a second or third time, then you need to start paying something for that. I mean, because you're already taking a scholarship away from the team you just transferred from. Now you're going to another school and taking one away from somebody else there. I mean, it's at some point you got to kind of be held responsible for yourself, I think, with all the money going out. Give them one free one after the first free one, you got to start paying your own way. I give them that. If you want to transfer, it's on you. You're not going to get the free ride scholarship, nothing like that. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
transferring 4 times is ridiculous. Yeah, I really think so.
I don't care for it either. I'm not a big fan of it because of the fact that this person, this school says, I'm going to give you a full ride scholarship. Okay. So then you also play and then, you do really well. Oh, I'm getting out of this school now. I'm going to go to this school so I can win a national championship. You know what? Hey, that's cool on that part, but I just disagree about the fact that this school picked you and gave you a full ride scholarship. Hey, if you do good for them, hey, that's helping out the school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like what Ian said. I like the fact that it does give, like say the guy that's on a big school that's not getting playing time, he can transfer to a smaller school and become a stud, standout guy, or vice versa. You can work your way up the JUCO and transfer up to a bigger school. But you got to set a limit, man. You can't. I don't. Yeah, it can't be every other year. Every year you're transferring over like that. It's got to have some sort of and they don't make you wait. No, used to if you transferred, you got to wait a year. Now you can just immediately start playing the next year, the next year, the next year. It's got to be some way you've got to compensate the schools that are losing all this right there. And again, I say give them one free one. After that, they got to pay their own way.
That's
or at least pay the scholarship that they lost to, or the school they're going to has to repay the money for the scholarship they lost that they went from. Something like that,
It's just creating this, I hate to say it, but it's creating a shit show.
Let's just kind of clear up the NBA. I mean, all the best players want to play for the same team. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And especially now that the SEC essentially is the new, is the first ever 16-team super conference.
Whatever. The so-called Big Ten's got more teams than the SEC.
I don't know about. I mean, who did they just pick up? Texas and freaking Oklahoma.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you got Texas and Oklahoma now in the SEC. It's freaking nuts. So
you've also got USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon now in the Big Ten. I mean, they've got. What I'm saying, the Big Ten has more schools than the SEC.
I think my solution would be you get one. You get to be traded one time. That's it. What do you think, Tony?
I don't like it, because it's the fact that this school said, hey, come play with us. We're going to give you a full ride. Plus, we're going to give you this money. What happened to that money? Do they pay it back?
No, yeah, good point. What do you think, Ian?
What's that? I love it. I think everyone should be transferred as much as they want. You know me, though. I like to move around. I just think it's, whatever situation's next for the best players. Actually, I was working in a restaurant down here where the chef was a kicker at Purdue under a big name. I forget who it was back in the 80s or 90s. But the guy went to a bigger job, but he was stuck at Purdue. He made it on the field once as a kicker, and they called a timeout, and he left the field. So it was the only time I saw action. But he said basically when the coach switched schools, he would have been able to follow the coach there and play. So I'm wondering how many situations were there like that back in the day. Or like a Brad Johnson situation back in Florida State. He didn't play at Florida State, and he made it big in the NFL, obviously. But a guy like that could have gone to the next school and played.
Yeah, but it's just the every year kind of thing, because there's players that are doing that. They're starting out at Florida Atlantic, then they're going to, whatever the next rung up is, and then they're going to the next rung up, and the next rung up. It's just, I kind of feel for the Temple head coach, where is the problem for the lower tier and mid-tier schools is you're going to really struggle. Whether you could have a great or a good season, but half that team, if you're at Temple, is going to transfer to Florida State the next year. How you ever, as the coach of Temple, how you ever going to keep those same players on the field to have a real good team? I don't think it's possible if you can trade yourself every season.
Yeah, it's not possible. Yeah.
So I that's why I kind of hope, and Nick Saban has spoke about this. Nick Saban, I think it's one of the reasons he retired was just the state of college football is just insanity right now.
Yeah. But it's becoming like a team or not quickly, and I like that too.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, think about it. How much camaraderie are you going to build in 11 games? everybody, you know, at least from my experience in life, it takes a little while.
Well, me and
to
Tony
gel.
went to Rome 11 times together, and we built a lot of camaraderie. So I think it'd be done.
I don't, I don't know. I mean, this is,
Or shitty ass 35-cent wings.
I mean, essentially, it's like how much camaraderie can be built in like the Pro Bowl game. You just throw a bunch of dudes together that, you know, like they're all good, but I don't know. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I think that the portal needs to be changed. Then that's pretty much all I got for this college football special. The point of this was to again try and work out the tech bugs. I think we'll be good. I think we can do it from the apartment next
Yeah.
week. So we should be back to our regular
This
scheduled
episode brought to you
program
by Metro PCS the tower. I've got one at my house that we're not using now, but Spencer wanted to go to the coffee shop and look at soccer moms.
because there's so many.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
many.
yeah.
Oh, dude, this is Atlanta soccer mom. They would love you, Tony.
Orale.
All right, guys. Tony, you got the day off. You got to work today, Bama.
Nah, it's just my day off for the week.
Awesome, awesome. Well, go college football. I'm excited about college football for the first time in a long
You
time.
guys are welcome to come to the Keys sometime and hang out with us. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just don't get arrested. They've got a saying down here: come on vacation, leave on probation. Don't be that guy.
So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap that up. We'll call it the college football special. Greg Vaughn will be back on soon. We'll get his thoughts on the Miami University college football. They're supposed to have a big season as well, but we'll get Greg's opinion of that at another time. And everybody have a good weekend. And as of right now, let's plan on next Monday night back to our regular scheduled programming.
Same
Word.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Adios. Everybody have a good day.
Hey.
See ya.
Word.